So we're going to be playing Mothership today. Mothership is a sci-fi horror TTRPG. It's not a very complicated rule set, and I think I might actually be using like an older version of it. It's very stylish. Like, there's a lot of cool art, and it's usually one-shot focused. I know that there are campaign materials out there, but most of the stuff I've seen is one-shots, and I think the team that makes Mothership is very like, they encourage other people to make modules for it. So if you look around on DriveThruRPG, there's a lot of third-party or independent resources, including one-shots for Mothership. So a lot of them are designed as pamphlets, which is really cool. Like, it's these very compact, like one-time use kind of things that I don't know. Even if you're not going to run them, they're really neat to look at and read because of the way the art style is. And with that, we'll jump right in. So, you, the players, are the crew of a long-range deep space freighter, and right now you are on your way. You are returning to Earth. Although, as I said in the Discord, because this is science fiction, it's not EARTH. It has a lot more vowels than that.
I did love that. I don't know why that's
EIOURTH.
I don't know why that's such a thing in science fiction.
Pronounced
but I appreciated your extreme version of it.
Thank you. So these are like years-long missions. You've done these before. This is in the far distant future of 2029, and it takes years to get out to get your load, and then years to come back. And so, not only do you generally try to hibernate for most of that journey, because it's really boring and because it slows your aging, but you also will have to make stops periodically to perform maintenance and top off on snacks and things like that. So right now you are transporting a load of precious metals from a distant asteroid which is being mined, but it is typical for you guys to make some extra money off the books by ferrying like personal stuff from site to site. So, say before you leave home, any excess space, you might get snacks. You might bring cigarettes or weapons or magazines or whatever you can think of, and then you can sell that stuff at a huge premium at space stations, mining colonies, things like that. So I need you to tell me two things. Number one, what is the name of your ship? And number two, what are you hauling right now, other than the precious metals? What kind of contraband do you have on board?
I vote that we haul whatever the space version of dip and Girl Scout cookies is.
Okay.
As our
So
side load.
Wintergreen flavored Girl Scout cookies.
Mm-hmm.
How about those knockoff Girl Scout cookies that Space Aldi sells that are actually better?
I mean, as long as I can get the premium for them, yeah, I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, obviously the Girl Scouts are going to be gunning for us.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's our competition. But I think there's profit to be had with those Space Aldi brand Girl Scout.
And expanding into space has only made the Girl Scouts more ruthless.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but they still haven't brought back the lemon chalet creams.
Yeah, but Aldi carries them.
Do they really?
Yeah, I mean, they're contraband on 7 planets, but...
Mm. All right, so we'll
get some of those as well then.
Yeah. You got your Girl Scout cookies. What's the name of your space freighter?
Nemesis.
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 All right.
But it's this beat up old freighter. It's just we're hoping that the name will turn people off and not make them want to attack us.
Right.
Yeah.
We look like a floundering, something, but people read Nemesis and they think
your ship looks like a giant flounder.
Perfect.
And everything is held together with duct tape and a prayer.
Okay, so let's talk through the characters, and we'll start caboose with you, the captain of the Nemesis.
Yeah, I'm Captain Holiday. I'm a 6 foot medium build. Wear the standard gray jumpsuit like everyone else most of the time. I just have a nice mustache with a soul patch.
What kind of mustache?
It's a thick bush that's pretty unkempt.
Nice.
And a nice bushy soul patch to go with it. Yeah, pretty standard. I have a revolver strapped to my hip. I got a pocket knife that I carry around and flip out whenever I'm bored.
Do you use it on anything, or is it?
I'll cut up bits of paper. What little paper we have, because most everything's on the digital pads. But if I find a piece of paper, I'll just cut it up. No, I don't really use it. No, I don't need it, but I have it. I do have as the captain, but do have a combat shotgun. I don't carry it. It's just mainly on the bridge for like bridge defense. But it's more of ship's item. But yeah, pilot, former pilot, now captain. I'm assuming someone else is a pilot.
Do we have a pilot?
Do we not have a pilot? Should I take piloting?
It looks like you are currently the pilot as well.
Okay,
Yeah.
I am.
You're
the
in between
captain.
pilots.
Well, yeah, naturally, as the only pilot, I am the captain because no one's gonna. I know where to go. Naturally, yeah. I do have some quick questions as for captain stuff.
Go.
There is a problem, by the way, when everyone on the ship thinks that their role is so important that it qualifies them to be the captain.
Yeah. Do I own the ship? Or
No.
am I? Okay, so and now, am I like work for the mining company or the like just a transport company?
You work for a shipping conglomerate.
Okay. And
Late afternoon gaming industries.
Yeah. Okay, so the mining company. All right, so we're just doing the shipping. We just pick stuff up and drop it off.
Yeah.
And then have I hired this crew personally, or has the shipping conglomerate assigned them to my ship, or?
We'll say they've assigned them to your ship, but you've worked with them for quite some time now.
Okay. All right. And we go out on this same ship every time. We
Yes.
don't just like, okay. All right. Okay, cool.
All right. Jesse.
Okay, so I'm the engineer on the ship. My character's name is Jim. And you're not quite sure if Jim is like a dude or a girl or what, because they're like 5'4" and like little but jacked. And like really short hair, and always just has like sort of a bunch of like large, like too large kind of coveralls. Not so large they're gonna get caught on anything, but very, very takes a lot of pride on all the patches that they have all over the place, and is always like running around trying to fix whatever is broken, because there's something that's always broken on the ship, and so is mostly just kind of their hair is like long enough that as they're freaking out and they're running their hands through their hair, it's like sticks up everywhere, so that makes them look a little bit insane.
All right. Roland.
Okay. I am playing Daniel. Daniel is a skinny, slightly taller than average, brown hair. He's wearing his, gray, blue, or like belayish, I can imagine, jumpsuit, right? With the patch of the ship, the Nemesis. On the other side, he has a patch of a like pinup girl riding a bomb down through the air, right? An atom bomb, right? He is wearing the suit, but he also has these big, chonky mag boots that he stomps around in, mainly for style, because I don't know that we've ever actually lost gravity in the ship, but they are pretty cool looking. On his
No,
left...
in fact, Caboose, do you guys even have metal deck plates, or is it all tile?
It's metal under the linoleum tile.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's random if it's aluminum or steel. So it's kind of not super effective. But for style, come on, they look bitchin', right? He's also wearing, on his left arm, he's got the standard, like Digi mini computer personal thing, wearing that. And across his face, he wears typically a rebreather, kind of a cross between like the Dead Space with the illuminated lines, but his shock of hair is brown hair is visible at the top, kind of like the Star-Lord rebreather, right? Which again doesn't really need because we clearly have oxygen, but I mean for style he's totally bitchin' looking. And of course brown leather jacket, with the left arm cut a little before the cuff so I can access the my computer system here. Typically you'll find him in the computer room with the mainframes with his feet up. However, he has coded a alarm, so if anybody comes in, it breaks a small laser and notifies me. And I also have a small program running a looping sound file that sounds like I'm furiously typing, even though I'm generally just napping back there or reading a book or something. Yeah. So, Daniel, pretty much relaxed computer. I call myself a computer engineer, though we all know that people who work on computers are not engineers. Only engineers are engineers, but, still go by that. And that's Daniel.
Nice. So your job on the ship is maintain computers?
Yeah, and I have another floating skill point I haven't really placed anywhere, but I'm not sure what we need in the group. Is there anything we're lacking? Do we have a mechanical person?
That's me.
I imagine.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we got that. We've got a pilot, right?
Well, former pilot.
If somebody has the pilot skill, that's fine. Otherwise, I'll probably...
I have pilot skill.
Okay.
And I mean, these flounder class freighters practically fly themselves.
Yeah. What does rim-wise? Is that what I think it is?
It is. It's sexual.
Wow. Okay, that's... but it leads into firearms, which I found kind of odd.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's kind of the way that goes.
Okay, so I could do geology or zero-G. Do we have a geologist?
Well, hold on. Let's get to Shepard, and then we can
let's
fill in the gaps.
Perfect.
So, Shepard, what do you got?
My character's name is Briz Torpo. He was really big into this this mysticism theology movement that was pretty popular around the time when he was getting his degree. And then all the interest kind of dried up when he finished his PhD. And he found that there was no work to be had in the galaxy for someone as well trained and well versed in the mystic and arcane as he was. So he got a job at this freight organization and wound up on this ship. Doesn't really have any skills that are applicable to ship life or freight life or anything. So by and large, he just kind of like exists, and people give him tasks, and he's like, yeah. And he like, kind of goes in the direction that he thinks is required for that task, and then just doesn't do it and hopes that nobody notices. He brought a cat on board, years ago when this started. Hasn't seen it since. It's possible that it's just been hanging out, in the engine room where it's really warm, or anywhere else where it's really warm. But he's not positive, and he's hoping that he sees the cat again someday.
Spoiler alert. The cat's in the engine room with me. I've adopted it, but I refuse to tell you.
I mean, I wouldn't go into the engine room because people would think that I should be doing something there, and I wouldn't know how to do it, so.
Yeah, and I would be really mad at you if you, try to touch anything. And so I've, helped you look for this cat, even though I know that he's in the engine room. And so I've appeared to be helpful, even though I'm deliberately sabotaging you when it comes to your cat.
My main skill is being able to manipulate the cryo schedule so that I'm usually in cryo, and just try and, I edit the past logs and everything to make it look like I was active at some point, but I've mostly been in cryo the entire time, and everyone else, is more likely to do a shift of waking life than I am.
Okay. So, you picked up your cargo several months ago, and it takes you about a year to get back to Earth. And unfortunately, most of you went into cryosleep, but then some fault in the system kept waking you up. Like the system automatically, the hibernation pods automatically wake you up when they detect certain faults. And it was persistent enough that at some point, Captain Holiday just said, "All right, that's it. Like everybody out of cryosleep. We can't do this anymore." And so you immediately started scanning for, like, checking your charts and trying to figure out where's the nearest service station, because we don't have enough food to comfortably get home like this. Like, we want to get everybody back in the pods, and people don't want to be awake for that whole transit anyway. And fortunately, just a few days away is the Texaco Lounge. So, a couple of gas stations really went in on the space gas station thing, and you're not surprised to see a Texaco way out here. So you go ahead and change course to head out there, and you know that most of these stations tend to have a mechanic, or someone with some electrical expertise that can take a look at this stuff and maybe get you figured out. And besides, you need to stock up on snacks, and you might as well try to move some of those cookies while you're at it. So you are a couple days out right now from the Texaco Lounge here in the Outer Rim. So what does a day look like on the Nemesis as you guys are slowly making your way out there?
Well, so Jim has been up since the fault started happening, trying to troubleshoot, and is just losing their mind. And has at this point basically built this massive murder board of found some string. Stole Daniel's paracord and is tying things into the wall, making these connections. And anytime somebody walks by, Jim's just slamming their hand on it, look, the electrons, they're getting lost here, and I'm gonna figure this out. And then people just kind of keep walking because they're not actually talking to them, they're talking to the wall.
Yeah, Briz is walking around with a tablet or whatever the maintenance tracking device would be, and I'm just going around just checking things and sighing and just looking busy, but I don't know what it is I'm actually looking at, or whether there's a problem with it.
So what do you actually have up on that tablet? Are you reading a comic book or?
No, I've got whatever the maintenance log is. I just don't know what any of it means. And then if anybody asks me any questions, I give one of those kind of half joke answers. Oh boy, you're telling me whatever somebody asks, whether something works or what I'm doing. You can't ever get a straight answer out of me because I wouldn't know how to form one.
Okay.
Captain Holiday almost always sitting on the bridge, just making sure going in the right direction, looking at all the alarm panels.
So you were not a maintenance micromanager?
No.
Well, are you a captain or not? Pick one.
Yeah, I'm a captain. And I'm not a maintenance micromanager.
It'll work itself out.
Jim is proven that we're going to figure it out. Captain Holly doesn't have to sit there and watch me.
Yeah,
he isn't any different.
I've worked with y'all long enough to know that you can either get the job done or you won't, and I'm going to have to kick you off the ship.
Yeah. No, don't get me wrong. Briz is more than happy to go unsupervised for these kinds of things. But, long term, it's probably not a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Jim and Daniel, which one of you has worked with me longer?
Me.
Say again?
Me, Jim.
Jim, all right.
Yeah. I'm going to say that we've actually worked together, not just on this one, but we've worked several jobs before. So we've worked together for a really long time.
All right. I need to know who I'm defaulting to for second in command.
I would say I was probably on the ship longer than you guys, and then you came on together as a team.
Okay. And then Briz Torpo got
he was there one day.
Shows up. But
wandered on board. Might not have been the right ship.
He brought the cat, and so I asked no questions.
I'm here to install your cat.
So you guys have been awake at the same time for long enough now that you've eaten through the good food. Like the fresh stuff is gone and it's all dehydrated food now. And you're concerned that the best dehydrated meals, well, they can't have been eaten this quickly, but you are all worried that the other people on board are hiding the good ones.
Briz.
And so
Briz is hiding them.
The pizza and the spaghetti and stuff like that, those are getting harder to find, and there's a lot of like spicy vegetable lasagna.
I decided to take scavenging, so I've probably been hoarding as well. Finding the stuff.
So wait, are these things just MREs? Is that what we're talking about here?
Perhaps. So anyway, it's a real relief that the Texaco Lounge is so close. Given like just the distances and speeds that we're talking about here, you can like at longer ranges, it's better to send like email type text messages and communicate asynchronously. But once you get a little closer, now that you're about a day out, it's not irritating to talk over the radio, let it talk voice. So you have confirmed with the Texaco Lounge that they do have an open bay for you. This is not a big service station. They actually only have 2 bays. It is, and you've seen based on the schematic that they sent over Captain Holiday that this is a disc-shaped station. It's like a like hub and spoke kind of. It's one of those things where it's like a ring that spins, and so the habitability area is the outer portion, and it spins to create or to simulate gravity for the people on board. The area where your ship makes up is right at the central point, like where the axle would go, and there's, in this case, it's just one docking bay on either side of the disc at the axle. Neither are occupied right now, but someone else is scheduled to show up shortly after you are. So you've mated with these sorts of places before. What you do is you like slowly approach the disc and match its spin, and then touch down and mate.
Because we're a flounder, do we mate on the top side of the flounder or bottom side of the flounder?
You tell me. Where's your hatch?
I guess I could do either one because no, it's we're gonna mate on the top side.
Okay, so it's like where your dorsal fin is.
Yeah.
All right, so if everyone can just imagine this flounder spinning, kind of upside down, trying to connect to a disc with its back. That's what's going on. Give me a what's the right check here? Some piloting stuff.
Yeah.
Piloting. What do you got? Do you have points in that?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Give me intellect piloting.
All right, with advantage, 13.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So how sexy is this? How good does it look?
It's really good. It's one of those. I don't ease into the spin of the station. I kind of jam it. Like we're spinning. We come in spinning much faster, and I slam on the reverse thrusters and then cut them out completely, and just match it perfectly, and then I match spin and then ease up to the connecting bay.
So is this a situation where like the flounder could totally do this automatically, but you're like, the auto is too slow. Check this shit out.
Yeah.
And you're just manhandling a stick.
Mm-hmm.
And the inertial dampeners aren't working, so we're all like getting flung around the ship as he's doing this.
Yeah, do you tell anyone to buckle up, or do you just start flinging it?
I tell him to buckle up. Tell him to buckle up.
But only like a second before the maneuver starts.
Yeah, stand by. Slam him.
Yeah.
Got him.
Great.
Yeah, he's the Riker of this crew, no doubt.
Yeah, so I was holding onto the rail as, so I basically just like flinged off the stairs and just holding on for dear life. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you mate successfully, and you get an indication on your display on the bridge that it's now safe to open that upper hatch.
I got on the 1MC. All right, guys, successfully mated. Briz and Briz, go open the door and get us welcomed in.
You hear just shouting from the back of the ship because I don't know how to work any of the internal comm systems. And then I just yeah, okay. And then I start I'm pretty sure I know where the door is. I'm confident that I can handle that task. That confidence may be misplaced, but I feel pretty good about it.
Yeah, it's tough to miss. It's like the highest point in the ship, and you can see that the light is green. That indicates that there's like atmosphere on the other side, and so there are no interlocks preventing you from opening this door. But it's just
open it.
It is a ladder, leading up to a round hatch.
Yeah.
And so
I'll open
it. You spin a little wheel and you pop it open. And this is always a little disorienting because although there's artificial gravity on your ship, once you pass through the plane of that hatch, you're in a 0G space in the center of that disk.
Cool. So
you need to hang on pretty tight to that ladder.
I got points in 0G. This should be no issue.
I'm not even going to make you make a check. You're just you climb into the center of the ship, and you can see that there's basically one corridor that goes both ways out to the outer ring, and there are a bunch of hatches along the sides that lead to central bays where you can just store cargo and other supplies. And so there are hatches at the far ends that you presume open into the habitable space of the station.
Okay, I want to go to the habitable looking area.
Okay. So as you work your way down that ladder, you get heavier and heavier until once you're standing at that hatch, you feel about normal, like that's about Earth gravity. And you are able to open the hatch.
I step through it.
And what you see is, it's a small station, and it's kind of what hits you right away is that, the floor that you're about to step on is carpeted, which is strange. It's not just any carpeting; it's like 1970s shag carpet. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of it's like an orangish color. It's actually kind of brownish, but you think it was probably orange at one point. Mm-hmm. Carpet on the walls, and the basic setup of this station seems to be that there's a hallway to one side with windows, and then there are doors along the other side. So it's kind of arranged like a train car.
Okay.
Where there are, rooms on one side and a passageway on the other.
The acoustics in this place are pretty awesome, I bet. With all this carpet.
It's much less boomy than is typical, but you also think it's probably gross and like a real pain in the ass to clean. Mm-hmm. The view's pretty nice though.
Yeah.
It's not a particularly scenic area. There are no nearby planets or anything, so it's just stars. Mm-hmm. And there's enough light pollution from the station itself that you can't see that many, but it's still nice.
Good. Is there any sign of any people around?
Not yet.
I want to call out and say, "Hello, is anyone there?"
You notice that the acoustics are really nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's zero echo for sure.
No one immediately answers you, although you do see right next to the ladder where you came down, you see a small map of the station. Okay. And so arranged in order. There's a little arrow that says you are here. And if you were to keep walking down this hallway, first you would hit the greenhouse, then the convenience store, then the dry storeroom, the galley, the head, the cabins, the rec room, and the engine bay. Or the engineering bay, sorry. And that would take you back to the greenhouse, of course, because it's a ring.
So he's in between the greenhouse and the engine room?
Yes.
Okay.
Or the
Okay,
engineering bay.
I want to go to the convenience store.
Okay. Yeah, so you walk down a couple of rooms.
Actually, I'm going to go to the head first, because I need to pee.
Okay.
So did I get indication that he had successfully opened the... I have a hatch indication, correct?
You do have a
bridge?
hatch indication, yeah. You have like a Metroid-style map on the bridge. Like a 3D map. It's kind of irritating to zoom in and out on, but you can spin it around, and yeah, you saw that hatch open up.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, but then you have gotten no information past that
Yeah,
point.
well, that's fine.
You're going to have to go to the map room.
Yeah. I would like, after I see the hatch open, get Molly, we'll get on the 1MC, and
A general
and
announcing circuit.
A general announcing circuit, and hail Jim and Daniel to the hatch area on the Nemesis.
Yeah, so Jim goes over and has got sort of a paper, not a paper, but whatever electronic computer version of the murder board is, and like a list of supplies and things that we need to get for the ship to try to troubleshoot things.
Okay, well, I was awakened when we semi-crash landed on the rim here, and I set up and I immediately canceled the minor AI program I've got running that loops a video of me working at the computer. And nobody's noticed when they look on their video feed of my room and it looks like I'm working, that the fingers don't quite look right because it's just an AI program running an image of me working. But I cancel that, wake up.
Yeah, your guy has 3 hands for some reason.
Yeah, for some reason. But none of you guys have noticed this yet. So I wake up, cancel that, throw a bunch of gear in a brown leather satchel, and hustle towards the rest of the team heading out of the ship.
Nice.
We meet at the hatch, and
salute the captain.
Yep. All right, Jim, you have the list of crap that we need.
Yeah, I got it.
All right. Here's a handful of credits. Get what you need. Get what we need.
And I'm thinking credits are like, those big, like at a casino, the ones that are bigger than the round chips. They're like cards, like plastic. That's what credits look like.
Okay. All right, Jim. Don't take no more than an hour. Daniel. Here's some credits to go find the resident technician to get a look at a pod, since you did a general look down over the life support.
Oh yeah, seems good.
Do you think you know?
Yeah. You think this is enough
the
credits?
Hibernation. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 200 credits. What do you think?
I mean, usually, plus bribes and stuff.
All right, here's another 100.
Nice.
Credits.
Thank you.
Are you going to go take care of the other stuff?
Yeah, no, he's going to go find a tech for the cryo, and I'm going to go find a terminal to hail late afternoon gaming shipping incorporated and let them know what's going on.
I mean, now might be a good time to also, motions back to the supply of cookies that we have stashed.
All right, you can get some dip and cookies and try and sell them to the crew. I have to go shoot this message off to see if I can call anyone.
All right, fine by me. So I run back, and actually no, I already have a stash of dip and cookies in my bag that I was going to use anyways as part of my set of bribes.
Yeah.
But now I have the captain's permission, so it's all above board.
Yeah, perfect. And then we shut the hatch to the ship, and I take out a little baby house key and lock it.
Nice. Do you have a design on it? Does it have ladybugs or strawberries?
Sunflower.
Okay.
Sunflower. And
nice.
Jim, everyone has keys to it. So
Briz
everyone,
left his on the ship on accident.
yeah. So all right, so Jim
Yeah, in
and
fact,
Daniel have
the
keys.
ship beeps at you. You're like, oh shit! Somebody locked their key in there.
Yeah.
Briz.
Damn it, Briz.
Yeah, and Jim, like,
Well, you don't know it's Briz.
Well,
It could be anyone.
No, I know it's Briz.
it's obviously Briz. Yeah. Jim pulls out their key and is like, not mine.
I'm like, Daniel?
I'll be right back. I'll run back to my thing, get the key.
Yeah.
Mine has
is it-
a picture of the cat, of Briz's cat, on the key.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's nice.
And I'm like, all right, I'm not waiting for Briz. And I pulled out a fob and I like triple click the lock button and it locks up.
Sweet.
Wait, did you just lock Daniel back into the ship?
Start hammering on the door.
No, I wait for him to come out.
Oh,
No. But yeah, the three.
Yeah, so now you think that it wasn't Briz. It was actually just Daniel.
So,
And
so
you're like,
the door
yeah, Briz
just
is
keeps
reliable.
opening and
God.
closing.
Yeah, but the three of us are floating in 0G in the center of the spoke with the ship door locked. I guess everyone with keys but Briz.
Oh shit! Did anyone leave the stove on? I'm gonna have to go back in. So now you are in the center of the Texaco Lounge, and you are able to make your way down the ladder the same way or the opposite way that Briz did to enter the habitable area.
All right, and then
I think-
straight to the engineering bay.
Jim, which way do you think Briz went?
I don't care.
All right,
And I
which
walk
way?
off.
Which way are you walking off to?
Well, so you're gonna walk up and there's the greenhouse or the engineering bay? Like it's
No. There's how many spokes are in this wheel? 2.
It's just one spoke that goes
Yeah.
through the middle, and then you think think a ring with like one like diameter drawn through it.
Yeah.
That's what you're in, and then the like semicircle on either side of that is just bays where stuff can be stored.
Yeah, so if we docked at the center and Briz went one way on the spoke, we don't know which way he went, so we're gonna have to 50-50 it to go to presumably somewhere in
split up.
between. Like,
Yeah, but he already started moving around. We'll just say you went one of those ways.
all right.
So as you come through the hatch, it's initially quiet, but then you hear somebody. It appears that there's like an integrated speaker system throughout the ship, and somebody has started playing some Rush.
yes, sweet.
So like Tom Sawyer comes on, and it's loud.
wow.
Um,
Dude, I like the music, but the singer, I just can't.
Jim's like rocking out.
yeah. So Roland, you're going to be at disadvantage for the rest of the session.
Yeah, I understand.
Hope it's worth it.
So, we'll flip back to Briz for a second. So Briz was headed to the head.
Correct.
Now, Briz, you walk and you see a door labeled head, exactly where you
Checks out.
expected it to be based on the map.
I feel a surge of confidence that I'm about to walk into the head.
It doesn't appear to be like there's no men's and women's. It's just a head.
Progressive.
And when you walk in, you see a pretty clean, although not that well lit, bathroom. There are a couple of stalls, and it looks like they've opted for like a stall doors that go all the way down and flush, so there's no like peeking through the slits option.
I see.
They have some very futuristic looking urinals as well. And then there are 2 showers and a big long sink. There are toiletries in here. They all appear to belong to one person, but they're very neatly organized into one little tray. And there is a person in here. He's wearing coveralls, completely bald, but like no trace of any hair, like maybe alopecia. And he is scrubbing the sink.
Okay. I'm going to go use one of the urinals.
Okay.
And the color chart on the wall, I compare it against the color of my urine, and it implies that I might have some kidney damage.
Yeah. So you're like, are you all the way at the bottom, like full brown, or are you kind of orangish?
I'm close. It's because we've been running out of food.
Of anything?
And no, but we were running out of food, and so I thought, well, if I don't drink water, that'll help.
Right.
And so I'm really dehydrated. So I resolved to get, some water at the convenience store.
So as you, because I imagine you're running your finger along the chart and indicating, oh, that's what color I have. And the character who is cleaning the sink just looks in the mirror at you and says, "Welcome.
Hello. How are you?"
"I am well. Welcome to the Texaco Lounge."
I kind of look around.
Stares at you.
I'm still peeing.
Yeah.
And it does hurt a little.
"May I get you a glass of water?"
Yes, that would actually be great.
Right away. And he just leaves his rag on the sink and walks out.
And I just kind of stutter as he leaves. But I finish, I zip up, and I wash my hands.
Okay.
And then I go after him.
It
appears to me that this person might be an android.
Inconclusive. He is walking from the head. Looks like he's headed down to the galley, which is right next door.
I will follow him.
So you walk into the galley, and you see a standard small cafeteria setup. There's like a line where you could arrange like hotel pans of food. There are hot and cold bays. There's
the waffle iron.
Yeah, it's like there's some kind of standard continental breakfast type setup there. Back behind that, there's like a proper kitchen. But in the area where you are, there are 4 kind of picnic table style tables with like the fixed stools. It's like a high school cafeteria.
Yeah.
And then around the room, you can see there's like a coffee pot. There's like a couple of juice machines that just have those. It's like constantly circulating something that's probably like Kool-Aid. There's water. There are like little boxes of cereal and stuff like that you can get. And sitting at one of the tables with his back to you is a tall man in a cable knit sweater with long gray hair and a big bushy beard. He appears to be reading a paperback novel and drinking a cup of coffee.
I go over to the man and say, "Hello, my friend."
He looks up at you and then stands up and shakes your hand. He says, "Hey, how's it going?" And
hello.
As he says this, the guy that you bumped into in the bathroom is getting out a glass and the water comes out very slowly. So it takes like a minute to really get a full glass.
Your staff here is very helpful. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
I'm Briz.
He puts a bookmark in his book, which you recognize as Atlas Shrugged.
Of course.
Shakes your hand. He says, "Nice to meet you, Briz. I'm Oscar."
Oscar, is this establishment under your care?
It sure is, buddy.
We just parked in Docking Bay, and I cast my mind back to figure out which of the 2 bays we parked in. Well, one of the docking bays, anyway.
Give me an intelligence check.
I'm pretty smart. Actually, I think I'm pretty average. So, intellect. You think this is mysticism, maybe?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
I failed. Okay. I got an 86 with advantage.
So which docking bay do you tell him you docked in?
Zeta.
He's like, well, actually, it was docking bay 2.
Right.
And he just sort of stares at you like, what?
Well, that's beside the point. Anyway, we are docked, and we are looking for some assistance. We ran into some...
Here is your water.
Oh, thank you. And I interrupt my talking to drink the entire glass of water.
It's fresh.
And then as soon as I'm done, I immediately... Yeah, I start right back in. We ran into some
It's good,
technical and mechanical issues in transit and had to make a port call here. Is there any chance that you could assist us?
Yeah, of course.
Wonderful. I will introduce you to my captain, Captain Holiday.
So has Holiday made his way around there by then, or are you checking out the other rooms?
I break into a cold sweat, realizing that I don't know if the captain is still on the ship.
Yeah, I assumed that the big bulky terminal where I can video call the shipping manager is in the galley.
No, so there's it's actually kind of in between the galley and the dry storeroom. There's a little inset in the wall. It's almost like a phone booth.
Okay.
But it's a video phone booth.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
With it's one little seat and it has like an accordion door you can shut, like a little privacy door.
Yeah. So all right. Well, then I was going to the galley, but I stopped right before the galley. Are there doors in between that and the galley? Like, can I see that Briz is talking to someone in the galley?
You haven't turned the corner, so you
Okay.
unless you walked past and looked inside, no, you wouldn't know that.
Okay.
You hear voices.
I hear voices. Okay. I'm going to go introduce myself to the Texaco general manager.
Oh, and you know what? You also saw as you were walking down. You know how, we all had an awkward friend in high school that just ran everywhere. In the hallway, they would just zoom around.
Yeah.
That's this bald android type character. That's what he was doing.
Gotcha.
He just bolts out of the bathroom, doesn't acknowledge you, and runs into the galley.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm gonna walk into the galley. I assume that Daniel and Jim are still with me.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So they're having this conversation, and you hear Briz going, "Oh, we're something about we parked in Zeta, I think," and just get totally wrecked.
Yeah. I give a face palm, shake my head, and step into the galley.
Okay. Yeah. So
a flood of relief surges through me as Captain Holiday walks in, and I just immediately back out of the conversation and let him take over.
Mm-hmm.
He may not know what I've already discussed. Doesn't matter. Someone else is here. I don't have to do it anymore.
Nice work, Briz. I that's not in a sarcastic manner.
Congratulations, Briz.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have detected that, so it doesn't matter.
Trying to hype him up, for finding everyone and introducing.
Is this just tables and stuff here, or do they also have vending machines?
It's just tables, but they do have snacks laid out. There's a convenience store.
There's
a couple
snacks
rooms
just
down.
laying around.
There are snacks just laying around, but it's like
It's like a Skyrim table where it's just full of food all the time.
it's mostly those little the frustratingly small boxes of cereal, and It's not good ones. It's Fruit Loops, Raisin Bran, Crunch.
Okay.
There are
You're naming a bunch of good cereals.
those are
What you're talking
pretty
about.
decent, actually.
there are grape nuts.
I was imagining intestinal organ loops and stuff like that, which would not be tasty, but... So I'll start pocketing a couple of those.
They don't have any frosted mini wheats or anything.
Oof. Okay.
They have popcorn,
chocolate,
but only
this,
blueberry.
Count Chocula.
big bearded man.
They have blueberry, no Count Chocula.
Yuck. I'll take them anyway.
What did you say, Caboose?
I walk up to the big bearded, gray haired man, and put out my hand and say, "Captain Holiday, nice to meet you.
Oscar, nice to meet you.
You the manager here?
That's right. This is my station.
Awesome. Thanks for
I'm a franchise owner.
franchise owner. Wow,
Yeah.
this is very impressive. Thanks for taking us in.
My pleasure.
Having some issues with the hibernation system. You have a tech on board?
You're looking at him, buddy.
And
That's what I
Jim's
like to
gonna
hear.
sort of elbow in, as soon as it's oh, that's the tech, and then lay out the murder board and be here's what I know is going on, and just
He'll rip it out of your hands and hand it to the android.
Oh, good.
And so, yeah, we'll take care of that.
Oh,
All right.
He says, Eustace, give me a time estimate. And he like blinks really rapidly a few times, and he says, 3 days.
really?
Oh.
And
Okay.
Oscar shrugs and says, yeah.
Great.
He's usually right, give or take about 2 days.
I'm just shaking my head as I swallow dry cereal handfuls.
There is milk.
Yeah, whatever.
How much is this repair going to cost me?
Please put that in a bowl. I don't want that shit all over the carpet. It gets ground in.
Just gotta brush my hands on my suit.
The space ants will get them.
How much is this repair going to cost me?
And he again goes to the intro and says, Eustace, give me an estimate. And he does that rapid calculation thing again. And says, 100 credits.
I point to Daniel and say, he's got the credits for this repair right over there. I look over, Daniel, 100 credits.
I kind of look in my pouch like, ooh, don't know if I have that much. Start counting through and...
Briz feels like he can contribute and hands over 100 credits immediately.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
And
yeah.
The captain will eagerly pocket them and say, all right, and I'll be needing access to your ship.
I got that.
No?
And basically, leave
I pat myself down, realize I don't have keys, and I back away again.
I was like, great, I need to go back anyways. If I got 3 days, I got 3 days worth of work I can get done.
All right. Jim, I thought you were buying all of our stuff.
They're already here. They got all the stuff fixed. Oh yeah, I do need to get some other stuff. I'm gonna give that first.
Yeah.
And he's like, and Jim's like, where can I go buy some parts?
Well, I can come with me to the engineering bay, and I'm sure we can work something out.
Perfect.
But
Let's go.
that'll have to wait a couple minutes because, well, actually, in 2 hours we're due to have another ship mate, and I need to get set up for that. But then once I've got them settled in, we can talk parts.
All right. How many people work at this station?
Oh, it's just me and Eustace here.
It's a tough job.
Well, I like the quiet.
All right. Well, thanks
He
again.
sends him, it's like the loud hum of the station.
Yeah. It's just Red Barchetta blasting over the speakers.
Yeah.
Well,
Let me know if
thanks
you
for
need
taking us in, Oscar. I'm gonna make a call. Call my boss.
let me know if you need access to any systems.
Yeah, I'm gonna need access to all your systems.
Okay, let me just... Daniel types in his pad. Okay, so all the basic systems you can get in with the passcode.
All systems.
This, we're only getting work done on the cryo stuff, right?
Yeah, but there are all kinds of
It's
connections,
Yeah,
dependencies,
Daniel, I'm
etc.
gonna need you, Daniel. You'll be accompanying Oscar and his buddy here whenever they're working on the system.
I can do that remotely, sure.
In person, accompany.
Right.
And I go over. I step out of the galley to the little video phone booth and step in.
Virtually in person.
So you know that given the distance from Earth, you're really the best way to do this is for you to record a video message and then send it and check back in later to see if they've responded to you.
Yeah.
So, what do you have to say?
Hibernation system acting up. We're at the Texaco number. I don't even know what number this is. I'm at the Texaco, about halfway back from our pickup. It's going to be about 3 days fixed, so we'll probably be a few days late, but I'll let you know closer when we wake up next to Earth and before we head out on a new ETA end call.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and there's like a feminine voice that says like transmission sent or something cool.
Yeah, I pull my pilot credential card out of the system, put it back in my
you better
pocket.
secure that. That's a OPSEC violation.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, you actually entered the PIN for your other card a couple of times. Fuck.
Yeah.
You get a notification that you're delinquent on some online trainings.
Yeah, in fact, that and some updates have to be installed after you get a couple of certificate errors before you can record your message. So you're in there for like half an hour.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay. So, after that initial conversation, Oscar sends Eustace off to do some cleaning in the cabins to prepare for the guests. And then he is, it looks like he is flipping through binders in the galley and like pulling stuff out and starting to cook.
Nice.
Sweet.
Yeah.
It's like a bed and breakfast in space.
Mm-hmm.
Jim is like pacing because they want to get to like supplies and then get back to work, and just standing here waiting for somebody to cook or for this other ship to arrive is driving them insane.
And Oscar he sees you like waiting impatiently, and he says, "I just got to get this chili going, and then I'll go to the engineering bay with you and get you what you need."
Great.
I'm going to enter.
But I gotta get it in the pot.
I'll enter a temporary system admin password for them in the only locking them out of my private stuff. Password will be "Who is John Galt?" Except the A is an @ symbol.
Nice.
Very secure.
That's why I'm here.
So Oscar starts lecturing you on the critical path and how it makes sense to perform his tasks in a very particular order. And then once he's done getting everything into his pressure cooker, he gets it started and then accompanies you to the engineering bay.
Okay, great. So I've got my list of supplies. So I like hand that over. I'm like, this is what I'm looking for.
Yeah. So he looks at it and he's like, and this engineering bay, it's basically like a big open workshop. And one of the walls, he has like a bunch of drawers that are labeled, and so he's pulling out O-rings and screws and all the miscellaneous stuff you needed, filters that are like standard sizes, and he takes the whole thing and then puts it on a scale, like a kid at an arcade would like weigh your tickets. And it goes like 20 credits.
Okay. It just, hands it over.
All right.
And like grabs all the parts, and then it immediately just turns around and goes straight back to the ship.
Okay. So, Jim is doing stuff on the ship.
Yep.
Captain Holiday's doing his recording. What's Daniel up to?
Well, I'm remotely observing what they're up to through my interface here and the camera systems I've set up surreptitiously all over the ship, just to make sure
Nice.
they're on task.
Where have you put it? Like, so he has, what are those, the ceiling tiles called?
Ceiling tiles?
Like, what's that material? The, like...
You
It's
talk
like
about like the thin particle board.
Yeah,
looks like
It's
stuff?
like a press board.
Yeah,
Really.
it's not particle board.
It's
but-
like pressed
yeah.
cardboard, basically.
So he has those. The overhead is all that, and it's concealing, piping and wiring and things like that. So it's easy for you to like kind of cock one of those up and put a camera, just sit it on top of another tile.
Yeah. So, I've got cameras in like every room of the ship. Every room.
Nice. Every room. Even the bathroom.
One for every stall.
Nice.
I sell the streaming as a side gig.
You put those in the toilet.
Yep. That's my highest paid stream.
Okay. And then what's Briz up to right now?
Sorry. Briz is, he's still on the hunt. He thought he heard that the only people on board were, Oscar and Eustace, I think were their names. But he's not sure that's what he heard, and he's too, like, kind of awkward to ask for clarification. So he's just kind of patrolling the place, trying to find out if there are more people that he can try to offload some of these cookies on. So he's just, like, touring the Texaco station.
Yeah, but don't we have like a hold full of cookies?
Oh, yeah, like, so the thing is, especially with freight, it's all about volume. So even if we're offloading, like here, you'd be offloading, such a small amount that it's not even worth the time. But that doesn't really affect Briz much, those kinds of calculations.
Well,
Okay,
I'd say we
that's
have a
what I was
small amount of cookies and dip left, since most of it we offloaded at the mining camp on the asteroid.
Okay, so we're trying to offload what's left.
What's left? Yeah, we were like, just in case we make a stop, we'll take some. So this is the remaining. We did pretty well on the asteroid though.
This is the small.
Well, regardless,
portion.
since there's no one else here, it's a moot point. But
Yeah.
that's what I'm doing is looking around for people.
This is the small portion that we embezzled
that we embezzled from our
Right. of the job.
For
from our
ourselves.
contraband shipment.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
there's levels to our criminality.
So as you go
you
door to
guys
door
hear
selling
over
these
the inter-
cookies, are you in the scout outfit?
I do have something that looks like a sash with a
And
bunch
beret.
of badges on it, but it's just kind of a coincidence.
So, as you guys are going about your business, you hear Eustace's voice over the intercom saying, Oscar, the other ship is trying to hail you on the radio, and he excuses himself from the engineering bay and goes to his cabin. And then emerges a few minutes later, comes back to the galley where I imagine some other people are hanging out, saying, yeah, that other ship is pulling in now. They'll be with us shortly. And then we can have dinner.
Who is the other ship?
The other ship, it's a scientific research vessel. It's called the Space Ghost. Crew of 3, I think.
Interesting. Pretty intimidating name.
Yeah, well, Nemesis isn't bad.
No. Just trying to keep those space pirates away.
And then you hear like a metal on metal echoing, like a and he goes, that must be them now. And just a minute later, a man, not in coveralls, but in overalls, walks in. He's wearing like a train hat, like a model, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And he's got one of those wooden whistles, and he whistles on it. And he's like, yo, what's up? And Oscar says, welcome aboard, brother. And he says, yeah, I got my 2 passengers, not really my crew, coming down, and we got some repairs we need to make if you got time. And he goes on to describe to Oscar that their warp drive is fucked up. And would Oscar be willing to take a look at it? And they, he gives them a quote and then says, sure, after he takes a look at your ship. But in the meantime, they're welcome to take a load off, have dinner, go to the convenience store and so on. And a few minutes later, you're joined by 2, what are obviously scientists because they're wearing lab coats. One is a large, like very obese man who is really pushing the limits of like what his lab coat can contain. He's wearing like Jeffrey Dahmer glasses and is sweating profusely, his thinning hair on top. And then the other scientist is a like late 30s, very prim looking blonde woman. She's got her hair pulled back very tightly. She's wearing tiny little scientist glasses and looks impeccably clean. They both sit.
She's an android.
They both sit down at one of the tables and wait silently.
Are there windows from the galley into the center of the Texaco ring?
That'd be more of a sunroof, wouldn't it?
It would be more of a sunroof, and no, there are not.
Okay.
Just ceiling tiles.
Just ceiling tiles, gotcha.
Hmm.
I walk over to the large man with the train whistle and hat, and say, "You the Space Ghost captain?"
That's right. Name's
Nice to meet you.
Braddock.
Braddock.
That's right, buddy.
Nice to meet you. I'm the Nemesis captain, Captain Holiday.
He fist bumps you.
I bump it back.
The traditional greeting between space naval officers.
Does he have a command pin that's like a train?
No, he does. He does appear to have. There's a chain going in his pocket. You think he probably has a sick pocket watch?
Okay, nice. Ooh. What's your business on the Space Ghost?
Driving, dude.
Driving? You guys look like you're hauling some scientist types around.
Yeah, I'm happy to just drive, but
Yeah.
to make money, you gotta, like, haul stuff.
Yeah, what you hauling? Other than these two guys.
Can't talk about it.
Ugh.
You know how it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hauling a bunch of rocks, so I'd like to haul something I can't talk about,
Yeah, well, I mean, you can always tell people you can't talk about it.
True. Yeah.
Makes it sound a lot cooler. I actually can't talk about it, but, like, you could say that.
I'm going to start saying that from now on.
Yeah.
Nobody's checking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. How long you guys been out?
Can't really talk about that either.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Is this like
pretty cool, right?
Company secrets or like government secrets?
Yeah, I'm really not going to talk about any of that.
All right. Cool. Yeah. Me neither. I can't talk about it either.
Yeah. See, now you're getting it. Yeah.
Super secret. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know who hired me.
Can't talk about it.
Yeah. It's cool, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyway, you just picking up snacks? You broken? I'm broken. That's why I'm here.
Yeah, our hibernation system keeps waking us up, and I don't want to.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to just sit around and looking at these people for another 6 months as we.
No, I hear that. If I had to do that with these two guys, like, I would have.
Dude, they look a little uptight. Is that check?
Yeah, fucking eggheads. He's being pretty loud. Like, they can definitely hear him.
Yeah.
And she is just staring daggers at him. And he's like, "Yeah, I don't give a fuck. I know you can hear me."
So yeah, at least I consider myself lucky. My crew have been running with them for a long time. They're mostly pretty cool.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You run these scientists around with their PhDs, think they're fucking better than everyone else, stuck up, but they don't know shit. And he kind of spits at him a little bit.
Yeah, dude, does it pay? What's it pay? I'm kind of tired of this transport rocks.
It's all right.
What type of what class ship do you have? What class ship do you need for scientist work?
Barracuda.
Oh, damn, dude. I got a fucking flounder class.
Yeah, I saw that. I almost missed it until we had the right angle on it.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's practically 2D when you're looking at it head on.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah. The Barracuda's a little more beamy.
Yeah. You got to get into some tight spaces?
No, it's just, I can't talk about it. It's fine. She drives fine.
Ah, that's cool. Maybe one day I'll get up to a Barracuda class, but for
now, you want to change jobs, you let me know.
Cool.
Get you. We need more
for now.
He gives you no business card or any way to contact him. It's just let me know.
Yeah, find me on LinkedIn, Space LinkedIn.
Yeah. Probably maybe the only Braddock out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, how many could there be?
None.
Speaking of which, how's the system security of his Barracuda class Space Ghost?
I mean, you don't know.
Can I ping it? Yeah, and see if it's standard or if it's been modified.
Yeah. So that pretty common for these space stations to have just terrible security on their Wi-Fi networks.
Yeah.
You also know that
password's admin.
Yeah.
Shameful.
Yeah. It's just whatever the stock password is that the router came with, and you also know that there are going to be interfaces with all the ship systems if you go to the hatch that they mated with.
Yeah, I don't want to get physical yet. I want to pretend that this is coming from the station, not me personally, and then see if I can, because they're connected to the station already, right? Physically,
they are.
So if I can get into the station, I should be able to get into their system, or at least
give me a hacking check.
The outer ends of their system. Let me see what my skill is. Hacking is okay. Plus 15. And I want to roll under my skill. That's right.
Correct.
Okay. And this is with advantage, obviously.
Of course.
Okay, so 65. That makes it. Try it again, though. See if I can get a what's it called. Okay. Yeah, I made it.
Nice. Yeah, so you're able to get a look at their system. And what I'll say is you're able to see like the way their files are arranged, but you're not actually able to open any of the files.
Okay.
But that alone does tell you a lot of information.
Right.
So you can tell that they are. You can tell just based on this that they were probably on some kind of like retrieval mission, and that they are transporting some kind of plant or animal material back to Earth, and that it's like it is a like government classified project, and you can't really tell like what the reasoning is behind it or what it is that they're hauling or what kind of controls they're using.
Oh, so their captain wasn't full of shit.
Right.
You actually can't talk about it. Okay.
And it's also possible that he doesn't know. You can tell based on the way this is structured that he also doesn't have access to a lot of that stuff.
Can I tell where they came from?
You cannot.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, I don't want to get deeper and start tripping stuff up at this point. Perfect. I will shoot this over to our captain. Just a quick message about what I see inside their systems.
Nice. So how does that work? Are you like mumbling and he gets a voice message, or?
I send it to his phablet that he carries.
Oh, nice.
I assume he has one.
Yeah, and I'm going to assume that like every once in a while you just stop walking and talking and you
read messages. Yeah.
Reach into your pocket and pull the tablet out, and it like projects a hologram of your messages into the air in front of you.
So if you can read backwards, you can see what everyone's getting.
Right. Is that pretty much right, Caboose?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
Nice.
You don't have Google glasses.
No.
Space Google glasses, I should say. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. So Oscar informs everyone that it's time to eat dinner. He does not turn the music down. And it looks like it's chili with Fritos. And it's just a bunch of those little tiny bags of Fritos.
Do we put the chili directly into the bag?
Yeah, that's how you do it.
I mean, you
Smart.
That's what he's doing.
Yeah.
I forgot to tell somebody that, hey, maybe let me know if dinner's happening. So I'm still on the ship, like working on stuff, and I have no idea that the chili is ready.
Until somebody posts a selfie from the galley.
Yeah, I'll take a bag for Jim.
Perfect, thank you.
Nice.
I didn't say I was bringing it to you.
Oscar wolfs his stuff down, and Eustace is just standing patiently behind everyone. And then he says, "All right, let's go take a look at that hibernation system." And then he and Eustace walk out of the room. And even though Oscar is just walking, Eustace is jogging behind him.
I'll pretend to accompany them for a little while, as my captain ordered. Until
I because I looked at Daniel and like was waiting.
I quickly scarf down my chili and Fritos and rush after them until we're out of sight of the captain, and then I head for the store.
Okay. So, Oscar will unlock the door to the ship, the hatch, I should say, swings it open, and then climbs inside. And then he like looks around for a second and figures, oh, okay, this is where I need to go to get to the hibernation pods. And pretty quickly, gets to work. He opens up one of the pods, and he brought like a little multimeter with him, and a tablet that looks like it's got manuals and other troubleshooting stuff on it. And he is touching the probes to things and taking different measurements and stuff like that. And then after about an hour of doing that, on them like opening up different pods and doing the same thing, and then going to the terminal and looking at the fault codes, He looks at Daniel and says, "Yeah, I think I got it."
Okay, well, I'm going to the convenience store, so he can text me or call me or something.
A part of Jim dies knowing that it only took Oscar an hour to figure it out, and they're working on it for weeks. And so they couldn't hear it, but something their ears started burning. They're like, "God damn it, Oscar figured it out."
What is Jim up to right now?
So Jim is doing all of the required, when you pull into a station, even if it's just for a day, maintenance that has to be done. And, so it's super annoying, because it's a whole bunch of shit that otherwise we wouldn't have to do. But now that we had to pull in for this other problem, I gotta go do all these things. So I'm buried in strainers and O-rings and checking all these things. And scarfing down my stash of cookies that I had for myself, to keep myself from not losing my mind as I'm doing all of this obnoxious extra maintenance.
Do you want some help over there?
And as I'm sort of buried in a pump with my hands stuck in something with an O-ring and throwing things out. Seriously? Because I'm pretty sure this might be the first time that Daniel's offered to help me with import maintenance. And I was yeah, absolutely. Do you know how to do anything?
Daniel's completely taken aback by her accepting the offer.
What? Okay. Not really, but just tell me what to do. So Daniel will... so what Daniel's going to do, he's basically going to play on his phablet the whole time and kind of... She'll ask him to hand him a spanner, and 30 seconds later he'll be like, "What? Oh, okay," and then do it, and then go back to playing games on his phablet.
Yeah, and it turns out it takes way longer because I keep waiting for stuff, and so I eventually just kind of stop asking. But Daniel hasn't noticed.
Yeah, well, I'll occasionally interject with look up and be like, "Hey, what's this?" and expect a couple minutes of explanation. And then go back and just nod I'm not listening at all anyway.
Yeah. And I can't see that you're not listening because I'm still working on the pump. And so I'm just talking basically to myself, explaining everything in the engine room and all this stuff and going into the history and all these details. Just for you to exactly do that.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah, me too.
And I start putting in slipping in really silly ridiculous things
wow,
just to see if he notices about the flux capacitor and
that's so weird.
The neutrinos that get bombarded and meet up with the electrons and they start to doing this dance that's a reverse quadriloop kind of thing.
What are you gonna do?
Boy, if I had a nickel for every time that happened.
As you two are working back there, you hear the hatch open to the ship again, and based on how quickly whoever it is moving around, you would guess that it's Eustace. And he's, if you check in on him, he's taking additional readings and moving parts from the station down into the pod bay to do the maintenance.
So the only thing I picked up at the convenience store, unless anybody said they need anything, I got a couple of air tanks that interface with my rebreather, but I wanted to get energy air versions, like Red Bull or Monster
with high
Air,
nicotine.
Yeah, so different flavors, zero sugar, obviously.
Coffee,
right?
Yeah.
Cotton candy.
Any particular flavors you're looking for?
I like Paraguay Punch. Can't go wrong with that.
Tropical Storm.
Nice. I like purple flavor too, in general.
Have you guys seen these gamer inhaler things?
Yeah.
No.
Gamer inhaler thing?
Yeah. Okay. Caboose knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Because I was going to make another one that wasn't a G Fuel inhaler. It was a Viagra and G Fuel and nicotine all in one.
In a spider.
Smart.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. But yeah.
Put some ibuprofen in it too. That's all you'll ever need.
Yeah. So there's going to be one of those, but throw in the Viagra.
And of course, it's called Get Good.
Get good.
Based.
What?
I don't think I could ever do that.
I want this.
I mean, I want it to.
I don't. I want this to stay as far away from me as possible.
This is exactly what I'm getting, but an oxygen pack.
You see
Yeah.
the flavor? Winter mint.
Winter
Sweet.
green.
Wow.
I wouldn't want winter green direct into my lungs.
I do.
Yeah. Oh, Banana
Yeah.
Royale. That's pretty. Demon Berry. Okay.
Yeah, Jim is pretty upset that you got all these like energy things for yourself and didn't share any. Because of all the people who haven't slept, it's Jim. And I'm pretty sure at this point they're just like surviving on these energy kind of shots and drinks. And like part of the engine room is kind of like littered with like cans of different ones that, you know, they're drinking that they forgot about, and they're like, oh shit, and they go back and like finish it later. But it's disgusting because it's like you know, there's no more caffeine or no more bubbles in it.
Yeah. Wow,
Yeah,
these
you
flavors. These flavors are crazier than anything I could have made up for this game. Excellent.
Yes, what I want for Christmas in 2024.
On it.
So
what are we doing right now?
So Oscar goes back to the galley and starts talking to Braddock, the captain of the Space Ghost, and does the same thing, like gets permissions to get to the ship and gets the rundown on what's broken. He says it's something to do with their warp drive. It's been overheating on them, and so they had to come out of warp. And so once Oscar has the permissions there, he leaves to check out what's going on their ship. So right now I have Briz and Daniel on the Nemesis. Captain.
No, I think it's Jim and
Jim. Yeah,
Daniel.
Jim's
on the
right.
Nemesis.
Jim and Daniel on the Nemesis.
Yep.
What's Briz doing?
Briz is still rolling around on the Texaco. Again, this is a perfect chance for him to completely avoid work that he is unqualified to do, because it seems like, hey, there's other people doing it. So he's got his like his phablet out or whatever, and he's pretending like he's doing an inspection of the Texaco station.
Okay. So you're just like wandering around trying to stay in rooms that don't have other people in them?
Yes.
Okay.
And then like, but always posing like I'm doing something so that if somebody like looks in, it'll look like I'm accomplishing something, maybe. Or I think it'll look like that.
Captain Holiday, what are you up to?
I'm just hanging out in the galley. I'm gonna talk to these scientists.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're just working on cups of coffee, and they've been like quietly talking to each other. So do you just sit down at the same table as them?
Yeah, right across from them. I
Just
take
like-
note that they're in a private
Eating-
conversation, and I'm like,
Nice. Are you eating your like chili and Fritos out of the bag with your hands?
yeah.
Like
I'm
licking
trying to
your
be
fingers and
careful
stuff.
about it,
Yeah.
but it's a mess. So I'm licking my fingers.
Nice.
Yep. Sit down right across from him, mid sentence. What's up? You guys look like scientists.
The woman scientist looks at you and she says, "Obviously."
Are their names embroidered onto their lab coats?
Hers says Dr. Black. His says Dr. Smedley.
Nice to meet you, doctors. I'm Captain Holiday, captain of the Nemesis, with the best flounder class frigates in the Reach.
Good for you.
Thank you. What do you two do, other than scientist stuff?
He goes to open his mouth, and then she quickly interrupts and says, "We can't talk about it, and you wouldn't understand it anyway."
Wow, you are so rude, Missy.
What are you going to do about it?
I'm going to sit here and keep talking to you.
She
The worst outcome.
She lets out an exasperated sigh, and stands up, and walks out into the P-way. And then you hear her go, "Oh my god!" And she shuts the door to the galley and runs back in.
Uh-oh.
What was that?
And she looks at Smedley and says, "They got out somehow."
I look at Smedley. And back to her.
He sort of flaps his jowls and says, like, "That's impossible."
What got out?
She looks at you and says, I can't talk about it."
Can I go look through this galley window?
Yeah, it has like a little round window on it.
I'm gonna ask her, can I go look through this window, or do you want to just tell me?
She just sort of locks up.
I'm gonna walk over to the galley window.
Okay. So, at first you're like, I don't see anything. It's just kind of like carpet on the walls, whatever. And then
Normal Texaco stuff.
Right past the window, a large black and yellow banded spider floats past the window on an air current,
Oh my god.
as if using a parachute.
Oh my god. I back away and look at Dr. Black. So, what is that spider? What is it's a spider. What the hell is it?
She's looking around frantically, and she's like looking up at the vents. She's like, we have to cover all the vents.
Can you give me something else to go on? What should I be worried about here?
She just shakes her head and says, you don't want to know. We have to. We need to cover your nose and mouth.
The hell am I going to breathe?
I use a rag or something. We need to try to find some gas masks. We have to protect ourselves.
I'm going to give a big look to Dr. Smedley and see if he's going to give me anything, or if he's just going to sit there and flap his jaws around.
He looks at you and says, "What did you see?"
I saw a big ass spider floating around.
Oh, holy fuck. And at that point, he starts taking napkins and jamming them into the bottom of the door.
That'll save us.
I'm gonna match his energy.
Aren't these all airlock doors? We're on a space station.
No, these interior doors aren't.
They've got gaps under the doors on the space station.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
As soon as you finish, by the way, like stuffing like towels and stuff or whatever into the bottom of these doors.
He's just gonna walk in.
Yeah, Briz opens it and looks at how worried you guys are, doesn't know why, and then just continues his walks around the room. We're still in the galley, right?
Yeah,
yes.
you came from the cabins, right?
Yeah, or I don't know. I came from the hall, and I just kind of carry on doing it, look like I'm inspecting the drink dispenser or something like that. So I completely undo whatever work you've done.
Nice. Yeah. So you just they're mashing the napkins into the bottom of the door, and you hit them in the fingers. Just open the door with no warning. And in order to appear less awkward, I just pretend like it didn't happen and then just move on about my imaginary task. Give me an intellect check.
All right.
In fact, everyone give me an intellect check other than Captain Holiday.
Damn.
All right.
It's just plain intellect, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is this with advantage like the other?
Yes.
Critical success.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Success.
Oh my god.
I am a well-studied man.
Actually failed this.
Just not about anything that is, relevant.
Okay, so Briz noticed then on his way down the hall, several of these spiders either floating through the air or walking along the wall carpet.
You said they're giant, right?
They're like a couple. The abdomen is about, I guess their leg span is a little smaller than your hand, but they don't have tons of mass to them. They're not that big and fat, but they're prominent.
Okay, so these are slightly bigger than real Jorror spiders.
Yes,
females anyway. Okay. As I'm going about that bothered me, but as I'm going about my fake inspection, I kind of turn to them and say, is Oscar in here? He's not here, right? It's just the scientist?
No, Oscar, last anyone heard, he was going to the scientist ship to do the maintenance.
Okay. So, say, did anyone get a load of those rather large spiders out there? It's and I kind of like gulp and look around and like checking the whole time to see if anybody's looking at me like I'm crazy. I didn't know that they were endemic to Texaco stations.
Everyone in the room probably looks pretty freaked out, except you said you were Captain Holiday's matching Smedley's energy, right?
Yeah.
So like frantically mashing napkins into the ventilation duct overhead. So yeah, when Briz says that, the woman scientist, Dr. Black, is just like, shut the door. How many did you see?
And I start like counting on my fingers, and then I say, I don't know, maybe 200 or 300. How many did I see? I don't know if that's true.
Like 3 or 4.
Oh. 3 or 4 perhaps.
100? Yeah. And she's like, oh my god. What were they doing? They were scuttling.
They were mostly scuttering and skittering up and down the carpeted walls.
Then we may still have time.
I nod and then just go continue my my inspection.
Just try to get some Raisin Bran Crunch.
Yeah, and I silently lament that I left my combat shotgun on board the ship that I don't have the keys for.
Okay. So flipping over to the Nemesis, as Tim and Daniel are doing, Jim and Daniel are doing their maintenance. Jim, you notice one of these things drift into the engine room.
How big does it look?
About the size of your hand. Like, that's its span.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like a small spider body in the middle with, like, these long legs. And it's...
You should be totally safe in the engine room. The cat will take care of them.
Well, so, I see it. I'm like, hey, Daniel, give me your shoe.
I'm not wearing shoes. I'm wearing giant, heavy grav boots.
Yeah, give me one of those. I need to kill a spider.
First, it's going to take 20 minutes to take this thing off. Do you see all the buckles?
Well, I don't care. Just while I'm doing this, go kill that spider. Just swack it with something.
I start smacking it with my satchel.
No, something harder than that, like a shoe.
My satchel is full of tools.
All right,
Give me a combat check.
Oh my god, this is perfect for us. Is that even a skill? Okay. Oh, it is. Okay. Let me roll it. Shit. Holy crap, I made it. 17 out of 29.
Okay.
I surprised myself.
You swing your satchel at it and smash it down onto the linoleum tile. And as you do, a puff of green spores shoots out of its crushed body.
Good.
Wow, that's a problem.
Awesome.
Make a body save.
Now, just to intercede here, I am wearing a giant rebreather.
You had your
That's
rebreather
true.
on.
Yeah, I said
Yeah,
from the
you said you
beginning
had
I
it on
wear
the
it all
whole
the time
time.
for styling.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
In fact,
so
I've probably recently connected it to a
your high
bottle
energy.
of high energy
get
oxygen. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like super hype about smashing this thing.
Your elite nasal, like aromatherapeutic go juice. Yeah. Okay. So you, with cat-like reflexes, you see these spores, and you get away from it very quickly.
Okay. I scoot back.
What do you do?
I say spores, and I point at them to give Jim a chance.
Jim is gonna look over in the direction of the spider, and sort of throw themselves backwards and away from the spores.
I have an idea. My satchel, which is full of my tools, I'm a computer guy. I pull out a bottle of canned air, because that's what I use for cleaning my keyboards, and I spray it at the spores to push them away from us.
Nice.
Yes.
Well, Jim, give me.
Oh my god, another combat check. Oh, no. Go ahead, Jim.
give me a speed check.
Let's see. Ooh, yes, success. 11.
Okay.
Oh wait,
Yeah,
it's an
you are
11,
able-
which is a double, right? So it's a critical success. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you do several backflips as you are trying to get away from this thing. and Daniel's laying down the compressed air to move the spores in another direction.
Yeah. And
it was a small puff. It's not like a sustained jet of spores coming out of this thing.
did they
So at this point,
dissipate, or are they stuck against the wall, or what?
It looks like it.
Is there another rebreather or anything kind of nearby that I can grab?
No, because that would cramp my style if both of us were wearing rebreathers.
So I'm on my own. Okay.
Smart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Does the ship have any hazard suits or?
You know that there are gear lockers elsewhere on the ship that have probably not rebreathers, but actual setups for masks with oxygen tanks for things like spacewalks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna sigh and go head towards something like that. But I gotta grab the cat and get him out of the engine room.
I'll follow her. Him. Whatever.
Yeah.
Indeterminate.
Alright, so you're looking for the cat.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
So I don't know what name Briz gave the cat originally, but I renamed it. And its name is Chuckles. And Chuckles knows his name. So
it was originally named Buttons, and Chuckles is pretty close, so it's fine.
Yeah. And so I also have a little bell that I'm trying to find Chuckles, because Chuckles knows that when the bell rings that they get treats. So it's actually pretty easy.
Okay.
As soon as I find Chuckles, I pick her up and we start walking out of the engine room.
Okay. And more of these spiders are drifting in on the air.
Can I remotely shut the door to the ship so we don't get more spiders?
Yeah, you can.
Where did these spiders come from?
I don't know.
Okay, well, I've got satchel in one hand and canned air in the other, so I'm ready.
Is there, I'm gonna take my coveralls and sort of stick it over my mouth and try to avoid getting any more spores as we smash these things to
Okay,
bits.
so this is kind of fart strats.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It's just putting your t-shirt over your nose like you're a child.
Jim's abs are totally exposed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now that we can see more of Jim's actual body, can we determine what's going on in there?
No, you
Okay.
cannot. Other than the fact
All right.
that they've got a 12-pack.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah. You're that's how they can do all those pull-ups.
There's even more
With all
material.
those abs.
There's more
Yeah.
material across your chest now, so I can't tell if it's just a bunched up cotton t-shirt or
That's right.
if are those pecs or
Yeah, who knows?
beautiful.
Okay. So.
Oh,
what
sorry.
is-
Hold on. I forgot. I'm gonna take up I've got a little rag. Then I'm gonna make a makeshift little mask thing for the cat for Chuckles.
Oh, that's bound to go well.
Yeah,
They love that.
Chuckles is fine with it.
Yeah, so that's. I'm not going to have you make a check. That does not succeed.
Why not put them on a leash too, so they don't get away?
Yeah.
This is for your own good, Chuckles.
Do you want to put Chuckles in my satchel, maybe?
Chuckles is now agitated and squirms out of your hands and runs off.
You want to put him in the satchel? Oh, shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna chase after Chuckles and try to get them into the satchel.
Okay, so you're now chasing the cat through the ship with the spiders.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what's Briz up to?
How has the situation evolved in the galley?
Nothing appears to have entered the galley. And the scientists are calming down a little bit, but still seem extremely concerned. Captain Holiday, where's your head at right now? It's been a few minutes.
So, yeah, I definitely wanted to Dr. Smedley, he seems pretty worked up about this, and I'm, in the interest of self-preservation, was like, I'm gonna, I don't think this guy wants to die, or whatever, get his face eaten off. Whatever these spiders are, I'm gonna help him block it off as fast as possible. Clearly, that seems he knows what's up. And so we helped stuffed napkins and all this stuff, and presumably we finished doing that. I say, now, Dr. Black, do you want to tell me what's going on? Or are we just going to sit in the galley for the rest of our lives?
She takes a deep breath and looks at everyone and says, well, I guess it's okay for me to tell you since we're all going to die.
I roll my eyes.
Damn.
Experimenting with a particular type of fungus. And this fungus, the spores, it takes over these spiders' minds and it makes them, well, it causes them to do things they wouldn't ordinarily do. Ordinarily, they're harmless to human beings. But after they've breathed in the spores, they become much more mobile. They move around, and then they die and release more spores. And we don't know yet what happens if larger animals breathe in the spores, but the research that we've conducted so far indicates that it's not good.
That sounds terrible. What do you mean not good?
Well, with the spiders, it's fatal.
Oh, they seem to be doing all right.
Well, look outside.
I look out the window.
And you can see that one of the spiders, you look around, you're like, can I see any? And it looks like one of the spiders is relatively close to the galley, has climbed up onto the ceiling tile, and it appears to be hanging from one of the little holes in the ceiling tile by its mandibles. So it's just dangling from its mandibles, and its abdomen has split open, and there's like a chute coming out of it. There's this small, barely visible stream of like green gas coming out.
Gotcha. Is there a I step back, I look around the room, I'm looking for like a kind of a phone on the wall, some type of announcing circuit device.
Yeah, there's something like that in here.
I'm gonna go over there and try and hail Oscar.
Okay. What do you say?
Hey Oscar, this is real quick. Where did Braddock go?
You don't know.
Okay, but he's not in the galley.
No, he left a while ago. Before the spider thing happened.
Gotcha. I'm gonna get on the circuit and say, Oscar, Eustace, there's a bunch of spiders out. Where are you guys?
So,
we need to get rid of these spiders.
Does that go everywhere? Like, can we hear that?
Yes.
So Jim's like, oh, good. So the spiders aren't just in here. Somebody didn't like leave the door open. Daniel, let the captain know we got some in here that we're trying to deal with as well.
There is no response from Oscar.
Gotcha.
Can we?
Do I hear Daniel calling out, getting on the circuit?
Yeah. Can I flip on the? Yeah. Hey, Captain. Are these affected by vacuum? Can we just purge the ship?
Yeah. I think it's hard to say if vacuum will suck them out because they might just grab onto the walls and
yeah, but they would
sit there.
Die, right?
Yeah. I guess they would die, but
The scientists are nodding emphatically.
okay.
All right, I purge the ship.
Yeah, so you go ahead, purge the nemesis.
And actually, this would keep our cookies more fresh.
Yeah,
Excellent.
but definitely don't breathe in these spores. They're gonna kill you.
I
right
give
away,
a look to Jim, who's been running around breathing here.
Spores bad. So I'm gonna need you and Jim. Is Jim with you?
Yes.
All right. I need you and Jim purge the nemesis, and call me back when that's done, so we can work on a plan. Myself and Briz and the two scientists are in the galley. I don't know anything about Oscar, Eustace, or Braddock.
Jim's gonna sort of call to try to shout through the circuit and be like, is it just breathing it? The spores like touch our skin, is that bad? Or just have to like stop ourselves from breathing it?
I look at Dr. Black.
Any contact is dangerous.
Cool. All right, so I'm gonna keep running back to get my full suit.
So Braddock busts into the galley. Same thing as last time, where he like all the careful packing of napkins underneath the door. He just like pushes that in, and he has a handkerchief over his nose and mouth, and then he shuts the door behind him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "Whoa, pretty crazy out there."
Briz, repack all these napkins into this door.
Repacking eye, and this is a task I feel like I can accomplish, so I do it with gusto.
Did you guys see those spiders?
Yeah, spin around. I don't want any on your back or
Oh,
something.
yeah. And he moves around. He's like, am I good?
Yeah, I don't see anything.
All right. Pretty crazy, huh?
Yeah, this looks like something you can't talk about.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess you guys saw... Is this what we were hauling, guys? And he looks at the scientist. He's like, you fucking idiots. I knew you weren't that smart. And then he...
Looking at the scientist...
He, like, starts to really lay into him. And then he starts coughing. He's like... and he stands up on one of the stools, and then gets up on one of the tables, and he tries to bite the overhead, and it's just ceiling tile, so he kind of falls over, and when he falls over, his head splits open on one of the tables, and this big chute comes out, and green gas starts to shoot into the room. Go ahead and give me a sanity save.
That I assume is just me and the captain.
Yeah.
Sanity save. Failure.
Actually, I guess this is a crisis check.
Okay. Hang on.
I gotta look up
I
how
gotta
this
figure out how
works.
to undo this.
So, by the way, the cryo things did not get fixed, or they did get repaired?
They did not get repaired.
Damn it. Are any of them working flawlessly, or are they all kind of on the
No.
fritz? Shit.
All right, I did a panic check.
Success.
Yeah, you know what? This looks too complicated. We're just gonna do panic check. Or, we're gonna do sanity checks.
Okay.
So, sanity saves.
Okay, I had failed mine.
All right. So take 1d4 stress.
Okay. It automatically increases it by 1.
Okay. Never mind. Next time we just won't use the app. But
Captain Holiday saved.
nice. All right. So yeah, I was kind of expecting that.
Saw that coming, mile
Yeah.
away.
Both of the scientists start screaming. So what are you guys doing?
I'm corralling everyone to the other, I guess, is he in the center of the galley? Can we, does it look like we can, roughly,
Are we close to the door on the other side of the galley that goes to the cabins?
The door doesn't go to the cabins. There's just one door in and out, and it goes to the passageway that you then have to use to access the other rooms.
oh, gotcha. Oh, that's
Kind of a strip
unfortunate.
mall layout.
Yeah. And does this look like the spores are proportional to the size of the body? Like, is this going to be like a large Braddock size amount of
Much
spores?
more than would come out of a spider.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So like the back of his head where that chute came out is like belching green smoke.
Yeah.
It's like, you know those little smoke bombs you can get when you're a kid? It's like a ping pong ball size thing with a little fuse. It's like that amount of spores.
We gotta get out of here. Dr. Black, what's the best way to, can we just like push these spiders out of our way, or we touch them, we're dead?
Push them, but do not smash them.
All right. You got that, Briz? No smashing. Briz, no smash.
Meanwhile,
Yes, I understand.
Meanwhile, Daniel with the satchel. Smack, 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 smack.
As long as we don't smack them, we should be okay. Yeah.
All right. Let's move. Let's get out of here. I don't want to turn into a...
You rip the door open. Where are you going? Which way are you going? So to your right is the dry storeroom and then the convenience store. To your left is the head and then the cabins.
I look to my captain for leadership.
Left.
Okay. So you start moving. There are, not that many spiders out here, but you do see them. Some of them are drifting in the air. Some of them are walking on the floor or the wall. They're not moving that fast. They don't seem aggressive. But you do see a handful of them appear to be dangling from their jaws with those shoots out, although you don't actually see any spores.
Okay. Yeah, I got my shirt pulled up from my jumpsuit over my nose. I'm keeping an eye out for another intercom system on the wall somewhere.
They're pretty frequently, they're like a lot of them
right.
spaced throughout the ship.
That was good. I hop on and call Daniel. Hey, Daniel, this is we had to bust out of the galley.
Hey, Captain, sorry. I'm busy smashing these spiders all over here.
I already said don't smash them.
What?
Don't smash them. Just suck them out of the ship, right?
All right,
I thought that's what you were doing.
We're trying to get Jim a more advanced suit.
Yeah, I
right.
finally got that. I'm ready to go. I got the cat in a room so that they won't get killed when we...
Damn cat.
What? No, the cat has to be in a... You can't have the only room that doesn't get sucked out, or there's going to be a bunch of spiders left in there.
No. The cat's got his little protective gear on. He's got a space suit. He's fine.
Okay, you got the cat
I'm
in
going to kill that
the
cat
suit.
myself.
You got the cat in the suit.
Cat's in the suit.
All right, good. It's
Let's do
gracious.
this.
All right.
Okay.
Suck all the spiders out.
All right.
We're on the move. We're going to go opposite of the way that we came in.
Okay,
I hang up and I hang up. I'm moving.
I open all airlocks, and the rushing air should take out all the spores with it. And spiders.
Nice. All right, so the hatch between the ship and the station is shut.
Yes.
You open the airlocks on the ship itself.
Right.
To just completely... Purge everything. Okay. Yep. You do that.
Cool. And I'll change my oxygen tank to Caribbean Spice.
While the airlock is open?
Yeah. Well, I can just hold my breath for 10 seconds while I change tanks.
Oh, okay. Let's give me a speed check.
Oh, shit. What is my speed?
I mean, you should be pretty amped up.
Is it? Couldn't you wait?
You want me to purge a ship without Caribbean Spice? Ooh, barely made it. 32.
Okay. Yeah, you almost black out.
Worth it, though. That actually makes it better.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, you think the ship is probably pretty fully purged.
Well, let's not let anybody back in. I guess except for the captain.
All right, we take off.
Good thing I'm the only pilot around here.
Damn. Well,
I said the captain could get on board. It's fine.
You're already forgetting about the most important part of the crew.
dude, we better be careful who we sell these cookies to.
Briz.
These cookies?
All right. What are the captain and Briz up to?
So we're working our way around the ring to get to the other side of the spoke to take us up to the lock. We're making our way to the flounder, but I figured there'd be less this way.
Yeah, you are able to do that pretty much without issue.
So right before we go up the spoke, I call out and say, "Hey, we're going up the spoke to get on board. Me, Briz, and the two scientists. Meet us at the hatch, and hang up and head on up."
Okay.
Okay. You climb up the ladder into the 0G space, and you're right there at the hatch to the Nemesis. You, Briz, and the two scientists.
How many spiders are around us?
In this area, you don't see any at the moment. What you do see is an open hatch. Like the hatch to your ship is directly across from the hatch to their ship because it's just the other side of the disk.
Yeah.
And the hatch to their ship is open. And you don't see any spiders right now, but you know that's almost certainly where they came from.
Yeah. All right. I knock on I open the door of the ship.
All right.
Now the ship is currently open to vacuum. So if you
You're not able to open it then.
Yeah.
yeah, if you open the door,
thought
it's going to
that-
suck all the air out of the station
Yeah.
and their ship.
I thought, yeah. I mean, I thought it was done.
Do you want me to seal it up?
Yeah.
All right, I can seal it up. You guys sure you don't have any spiders on you?
Yeah. So Captain Holiday, you try to get on the comms with Daniel for a minute, and all you hear is like.
And then coughing. Yes. Did you guys clear out the spiders? There's no spiders on you?
Yeah, no spiders.
Have any of you breathed the spores?
No spores.
Okay. All right, I button up the ship and open the door to them.
Nice. Okay. You are able to come inside.
I open the door, motion for Dr. Black and Smedley to get in, followed by Briz, and I'll go in last and shut it up behind me.
How calm does Captain Holiday seem?
How calm are you, Captain Holiday?
I am maximum calm.
Okay, then so is Briz.
Captain, is there any way to test if people have been infected by these spores?
Dr. Black? Smedley?
Dr. Black shakes her head and says, "They act quickly, so testing really isn't necessary."
All right.
Okay.
Whistling, I head off to my rack where I keep my combat shotgun.
So say I eyeball them with my canned air out and ready.
Yeah, we can stand here for 30 seconds and see what happens.
And with that, the screen fades to black.
Perfect. Just like the thing, right? Was that the thing?
Thank you for playing Mothership, everyone.
Thank you.
Very nice.
What happens
Did we
next is
survive?
Briz comes back to shotgun and kills everybody, including himself.
Right.
Just in case.
Yeah.